During the Southern Song dynasty, a scholar failed in the imperial examination and had no money for the journey back home. Feeling disheartened, he simply found a restaurant and had a big meal. After writing a farewell poem on the wall, he tried to hang himself. However, the scholar was destined not to die, and he was saved by the waiter. Unexpectedly, the retired emperor was traveling incognito. After reading the poem written by the scholar, he immediately appointed the scholar as the prefect of a city and rewarded him with 1,000 taels of silver. The scholar's name was Yule Yang, a native of Chengdu Prefecture. His parents had passed away early, and he was married to a woman named Zhang. He studied diligently and was knowledgeable. At the age of 25, he packed his bags, bid farewell to his wife, and went to Linnan, the capital city, to take part in the imperial examination. Unfortunately, he fell ill on the way and it took half a month for him to recover. Seeing that his money was almost used up, he had to sell his donkey, which was his means of transportation, to get some money for the journey. One day, after going through numerous hardships, Yule Yang finally arrived in Linnan and stayed at Granny Sun's inn. A few days later, he took the examination, but he failed to make it onto the list of successful candidates. Yule Yang was filled with melancholy. He thought to himself, I've come all the way here from 8,000 li away. It's already bad enough that I didn't pass the exam, and now I don't even have the money to go back. What should I do? So, feeling depressed, Yule Yang went around looking for his classmates to have a drink with them. Every time, he would get dead drunk and return to the inn. The innkeeper, Granny Sun, couldn't help complaining, "You poor scholar, you don't even have money to pay for your stay here, and yet you still have the heart to drink." Yule Yang ignored her and went back to his room and fell asleep immediately. One day, Yule Yang was having tea in a tea house. When he saw a fortune teller, he asked the man to tell his fortune. The fortune teller looked at him and said, "You're really lucky. In less than 3 days, you're sure to have great wealth and honor waiting for you." Yule Yang thought to himself, this fortune teller is really good at bluffing. I'm so poor that I can hardly afford to eat, so where is there any wealth and honor for me? So he stood up and left, not even able to pay for the tea and the fortune telling. Just as he left the tea house, Yule Yang met several of his classmates who were going to have a drink. So he had the nerve to go with them and had a few bowls of food. Then he returned to the inn, drunk. Granny Sun was completely annoyed and scolded him, "You scholar, you don't have money to pay for your stay here, but you drink every day. Is there really someone treating you every time?" Yule Yang replied, "With the influence of alcohol, whether I drink or not has nothing to do with you. And whether someone treats me or not is none of your business either." Granny Sun was furious and said, "I can't serve someone like you. I'll forget about the room rent you owe me. You must move out tomorrow." Yule Yang said, "If you want me to move out, you have to give me 5 strings of cash." Granny Sun was so angry that she almost fainted. "I've really never seen such a shameless scholar. It's bad enough that you stay here for free, but you actually extort money from me." Yule Yang said, "Don't look down on me. If I don't pass the exam this year, I'll definitely pass it next year. What's the harm in you providing for me until next year?" Granny Sun was so angry that she was shaking. Seeing Yule Yang acting like a drunkard who wasn't afraid of anything, she was too scared to provoke him for a moment. That night, she discussed with her son and decided to swallow their pride. They would give Yule Yang 2 strings of cash and let him leave. The next day, Granny Sun gave Yule Yang 2 strings of cash and asked him to move out. Yule Yang didn't want to take the money at first, but because he was poor and his ambition had been dampened, he endured the shame and took the money and left. However, the 2 strings of cash were only enough for a few meals and were far from enough for the journey back home. He couldn't stay and couldn't go back either. Feeling completely disheartened, Yule Yang thought that he might as well have a big meal and then jump into West Lake and die with a full stomach. So, Yule Yang chose the magnificent Fengal Tower, a restaurant by West Lake. He planned to have a free meal and then jump into West Lake to end his miserable life. When he went upstairs, he ordered a table full of delicious food and drinks. He ate and drank to his heart's content. After he was full, he picked up a brush and wrote a poem named Kwekio Sien on the wall. "When I came, it was late autumn. When I arrived, it was late spring. And when I go back, it will be late autumn again. Looking towards western Sichuan from Fengal Tower, it's always 8,000 li away. There are countless green mountains, countless white clouds, and countless clear rivers. Since ancient times, it's rare for people to live to 70. Calculating this kind of time, how many times can it come? After writing the poem, he opened the window and was about to jump into the lake, but he found that the window was too far from the water. So he untied his belt, hung it on the beam of the house, made a noose, and was about to hang himself. At this moment, the waiter happened to enter the room. Seeing this situation, he was greatly shocked and quickly hugged Yule Yang. Yule Yang was drunk at that time. The waiter was worried that he would commit suicide in the restaurant and cause trouble for himself, so he asked him where he lived. Yule Yang said, "I live at Granny Sun's Inn. I'm a famous scholar from Chengdu Prefecture. If I drown in the water on my way back, I won't let you go even if I'm dead." These words of Yule Yang scared the waiter so much that he didn't even dare to ask for the 5 taels of silver for the meal. He personally sent Yule Yang back to Granny Sun's Inn, and Granny Sun couldn't help complaining again. Let's put aside the fact that Yule Yang stayed at Granny Sun's Inn again. Let's talk about Emperor Jiaozong of the Southern Song dynasty. After he passed the throne to his son, Emperor Xiaozong, one night he had a dream. In the dream, there were countless rays of brilliant light on West Lake, but there were also 2 black chi rising into the sky. The retired emperor woke up with a start. The next day, he found a dream interpreter and asked him about the dream. The interpreter said, "This means that there is a virtuous man who has wandered to the vicinity of West Lake and his resentment is so strong that it rises to the sky. That's why he appeared in your dream, Your Majesty. It indicates that the court will get a virtuous minister in the next few days." The retired emperor was very pleased. Then he went to West Lake and traveled incognito. He went to Fengal Tower to have a drink. Coincidentally, he saw the poem written by Yule Yang on the wall. After pondering the meaning of the poem, he found that there was a lot of resentment in it. The waiter also told the retired emperor about Yule Yang not paying for his meal and trying to commit suicide after getting drunk. The retired emperor thought to himself that this must be the virtuous minister in his dream. So, the retired emperor immediately summoned Yule Yang to the palace, appointed him as the prefect of Chengdu Prefecture, and rewarded him with 1,000 taels of silver as travel expenses. After rewarding Granny Sun with 100 taels of silver, Yule Yang, dressed in a purple robe and wearing a golden belt, returned to his hometown in glory.